Hey, this is Geoff Rickly from the band Thursday, and you are watching Rock Sound.
Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound. We are in London again today, Thursday playing tonight, and Geoff joins me now. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, man. It's
All
nice
right.
to see you. Welcome back to the UK. We should say, first of all, this kind of a long-awaited show on this tour in the UK.
By us, too. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've been
I'll
waiting
bet.
a long time.
Yeah, how's it been kind of getting back out in front of these UK crowds already?
I mean, last night was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we've been dying to get over here, and it's been quite a roller coaster. You know, like we canceled last summer, the festival. Well, I guess that's more than last summer now. It's like 2 summers ago.
Yeah, well,
Because our guitar player was having surgery. He had last minute surgery that turned into like basically open brain surgery. So we, made sense to cancel that. But then after it, nobody was sure, like, oh, I don't think you're big enough to come over here. Nobody even cares. You canceled. And we were like, I feel like that's not right.
yeah, that's definitely. I don't know who was giving you that information.
It was
but,
like several promoters. And we were like, that's
Wow.
so weird. And then Johnny Phillips was like, nah, that's not right. I can get you over here. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
and we're like,
100%.
all right.
Yeah, and you can see it already. The fact that, God, the shows went pretty quick, and
Yeah.
it's really excitement that you're kind of back over here. It's been amazing. How has it been, in particular, I guess, because you're playing the albums in full,
Right.
which is really, really interesting. Loads of bands doing it. How has that been revisiting those records as a whole in order to play them live?
Brilliant. I
Yeah?
love it. I love it. I know some bands aren't as wild about it. They do it because they know people will get excited. But for me, it's, there's a certain thing that I love about art, which is that it tells you how you view it, tells you more about who you are now than about what the art was like then. You know what I mean? So you see it as a young man and you think this is what it's about. You get a little older and I started thinking, oh, this is what I was really talking about. And you get a little older and you think, that's what it was like to be young. Oh, this was what, you know what I mean? And you start seeing, so it's like more about the reflection, like the art itself is like a canvas, know.
Yeah.
But
Keeps developing over time, I suppose. That's it.
well, you keep developing, right? So
That's
yeah.
it. As we all develop, I guess the
Yeah.
music's meaning does too, for sure. Were there any elements on the records that you maybe hadn't even played live before you revisit? I always find that with certain bands that there's just some songs that have fallen by the wayside over the years a little bit.
There were a couple songs that we had only played like once, right, when the album came out, and we were like, that one's not very good live. That was how we thought of it.
Right, sure.
But we didn't take the time to get to know what the song was really
Right.
supposed to be about. And we'd be, oh, it's not a heavy song. It's got this groove or it's got this other thing. And then once we found out, oh, this is what it's supposed to be, then you play it and you think, I can't believe we haven't played this song all these years. This
Yeah.
song's great. And those are the songs, especially in War All the Time tonight, which tonight's the War All the Time night. Those are the songs that like Steps Ascending, Asleep in the Chapel, Tomorrow I'll Be You. Those three are the ones that have come the furthest where I'm like, oh man, we should have really taken the time with those, but we were young and people really loved Full Collapse. So it was like, well, if we take a couple of the War All the Time songs out of the set, people will be happy to get more Full Collapse. You know what I mean? We were just kind of like making compromises with ourselves. And it's funny, War All the Time was a record that when it came out, we were all kind of like, I don't know, this record's too dark. We don't like it. It's too crazy. And now I'm like, I get it was a real chaotic time, you know, so it was reflected in the music.
No, of course. It's crazy how like your opinions can kind of change when you just revisit things in that way. And when you say like figuring out how it actually works as a live track now with certain songs, are you changing anything drastically when you're playing them live, or is it just recreating the record but having a better understanding of that?
There's a few things that we change, especially in Full Collapse, because Full Collapse starts with Understanding a Car Crash. And that's a song that like we like to do the record exactly how it is, because I think there's something about like when you get used to a record, you get used to the song changes. This one goes into this one.
Right, yeah.
This one comes after this one. It's like it's a whole story. So we do it, song for song, but starting with Understanding a Car Crash is kind of like that's the big song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've started doing like at the end when it goes from How Long Is the Night into I-1100, we have like a medley which brings back in a reprise of Understanding a Car Crash. So by the time everybody's really amped up, comes back around, everybody's like, oh,
That's cool.
and that's really fun.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. It's so fun to be able to play with these things in that way. That's really, really cool. And speaking of the fact that, it's inevitable you're going to be reflecting back on the career as a whole when you do these kind of projects and these kind of tours that are celebrating the whole time as a band. It's a standard question, but I'm definitely going to ask it because it's always fascinating. If you could go back to the beginning now, what advice would you kind of give yourself knowing all that you know moving forward?
It's a funny thing because there's so much that I would do differently now. So I'm glad I can't go back and give that advice to the young me who would do whatever I said probably and then would miss out on all the weird, hard, messed up things that we went through. And I think like those are really important times in your life. To screw something up badly and have to deal with the consequences can change your life, and I've learned way more from the things that I've messed up terribly. So I'm happy with things the way they are, I guess.
Yeah, it all ended up in the right place in the end. That's the way you gotta look at these things, right? I guess.
I'm hoping it will.
Yeah, hoping it will.
Still working on it.
Yeah, sure. Well, looking forward as well. It's like it's kind of an interesting one because I guess the last show we all thought was maybe several months back. It's kind of kept going on, obviously due to demand and like you say, finally being able to come out to international audiences and everything. Are you guys open to just keeping it going? Like should there be an opportunity in next year or the year after that, and you go, actually maybe we'll do a few more in the run? Is that an open conversation?
It's a question that we've been asking ourselves. It's hard to say, because we know we can't tour full time again. Sure. So the idea of making a new record and touring, that's not going to happen. But throughout the years, if the right opportunity comes along and we can get everybody together, should we do it? I mean, that's a question that we're sometimes it's better to just have an ending to things. Sometimes, well, why though? You know what I mean? So it's on the other hand, I've seen The Cure play their last tour 4 times maybe.
That's true.
And I've never been mad that they're coming back. Yeah. I've always been I get to see them again.
Yeah, for sure.
So, not to compare us to my favorite band maybe of all time, but maybe maybe we just need to play when we can play.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's kind of a nice thing, though. It's a good attitude, a good setup to have, and just seeing these little sporadic shows here and there, and celebrating obviously a kind of anniversary time and all that kind of moment. But yeah, maybe it's the 25th, maybe it's the 30th. Who knows, right?
Well, we've been laughing about so Taking Back Sunday just finished their 20th anniversary tour. We started our 20th anniversary a year before them because we've been around a year longer, and we're still not done because they go full time. Yeah, of course. So we have to take it where we can find the time. Oh, you're off from work that week. You're off from work that week. We can put that together. So our 20th anniversary has taken 2.5 years to get through.
Hey, it's a big celebration. That's a way to celebrate it, man. That's what you got to do.
That's how I do birthdays, I'll be honest.
Oh, really?
Just a whole month. Yeah, no, it's still my birthday, I'm going to eat big meal tonight. It's gonna be great.
As long as people are still partying, that means it all stretches out. It all works. Of course, we've got to mention the couple of big shows you've got coming up in the States. Of course, the big support slot that's coming up in the 20th with My Chem. Friends with those guys for years. Obviously, how did they approach you? Was it just come on, this will be fun, let's get our friends involved? Is that how it kind of came together?
Yeah. I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, they asked us to be the first band back. We were thinking this is it. This is the end. We're finishing the rest of the world. We have to hit London. That's no deal where we don't play London. But that's it. We finished in the States. We're done. No more playing. And when they asked us, you're the band that we go back with the furthest. You produce the first record. It's got to be you guys our first show back. We're it does have to be us.
Yeah, it does.
So now what do we do? And they were you should just play some more, play some other shows too. And we were that's a good idea,
Yeah. Keep it going. So we've got MCR to thank for you guys keeping going.
You do.
This is good.
You do.
Thank you, boys. We appreciate that.
They returned the favor, we got them going the first time, they got us going the second time.
It works well. And what a nice reaction as well, because it was one of those things when they announced the show, everyone was very, very excited anyway. But then when they announced you guys supporting, it was oh, of course.
It was really nice.
Makes so much. Yeah, you must have loved seeing this brilliant fan reaction. What an evening it's going to be.
We were so when the backlash comes, because we're supposed to be done, what do we say? And then there was no backlash. We were oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Instead, it was all our friends sending the crying emoji, so happy. Oh, okay, cool.
It'll be a big emotional time. I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. And in the meantime, fantastic show ahead tonight, and we hope more. We know there's a few more dotted through the year, but looking forward to seeing whatever you and the guys end up doing next. It's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah. It's it feels very free right now. We don't have to make a new record. We don't have to make a new tour. It's whatever we want to do, we can do. And that's really nice. I don't think we've ever felt that way in this band. So
it's good. It's positive to hear, man. Really positive. And thanks for making the time for us, man. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, Geoff, everybody.